family problem in that aggressive gameplay for the first time, and it
Mhm.
was because of the Khalid pick, obviously. And then it's okay. I mean, the match goes to LCF. It's over already. Now is the third match. Should concentrate on it first. And I feel like Zohunt still have the chance to take on the game number 3 for themselves. As the first ban will be a respect ban towards Serar Moon. That will be Xbog. And I feel like again we're gonna see the Pedrin, Basha into the ban list, no Matilda into the pick list. This time I want to see that Farsa, just like the first game, will be into the ban list, or just like the second game will be in the hand of Asuna.
I think he's not gonna playing Asuna, bro. I mean, sorry, Farsa, bro. He's like,
Hey,
I'm done.
I'm
He,
done.
yeah, I'm done. I'm gonna pick something else because Farsa, despite having the range and damage, at the end she's a stationary mage, just like Eve, and that is her biggest weakness point. The stronger you are, the more like obvious a weakness kind of becomes, like Superman and Kryptonite. Like you're the
Yeah.
strongest being, but wave a rock around your face, damn, you're suddenly useless. But yeah, jokes aside. LCF versus Zohunt looks like the draft is going to be remaining similar this time around again, and I'm thinking LCF will most likely ban out the Yishin Shin again. Let's see if Zohunt is going to stick with something new for the last. Yeah, they're going to make sure
Oh,
Uranus doesn't see the light of the day because both of these teams are done with a few heroes. Zohunt was like, yeah, no Uranus, and LCF.
no,
I feel like
yes.
Yishin Shin
Yishun.
possible contender, but they can also ban out Kimi because Zohunt went Kimi first pick and it worked really well. Let's see what happens. Debbie.
If if they go for wait, oh okay. If they ban out the Yishun, I would really hate it if I was Johan, because they really worked well with the Yishun onto the team. So LCF, they are just trying to narrow down the hero pool for Dusty Mizo into the start game again, these 3 whole games actually. But for Johan though, if this happens again, they do have a lot of options like you mentioned. They could go for the Farsa as well, but they did prioritize onto the Kimi too. The Kalia is also still not out there. Oh, there we go. The Farsa.
Better Yushin.
But
I
oh, first
honestly,
pick,
I feel like,
first pick.
come on, Yushin, Dusty, you gotta commit to it.
Yeah,
But yeah, jokes
go for
aside,
it, man.
Farsa is banned. Farsa is banned. So I feel like Ash, make a prediction. No Roger. Yeah,
Gimme,
yeah, yeah,
Oh,
yeah.
gimme.
Kimi.
Of course.
Yep, gimme. Because you know what? I feel like this time LCF is ready for the Ishanshin. They can go for the Badang,
Oh,
can go
true,
for
true,
They
the
can
true.
take
Kalia.
Yushin.
Yep, I mean they can counter the Ishanshin easily. Mobility
Mhm.
there, go for something which just have crowd control and take on the Ishanshin easily. But still,
Mhm.
I mean double S tier, so have a little bit of problem. But you went for a Lucas that time. You could have went for
I
Assassin
told
against
you.
Assassin.
I told
Oh!
you. I told you. I told you. Zohan, if
Oh
you lose this
no.
game, your guys are gonna be regretting. I was telling like you should
Pick
shit.
a
It,
friggin' bruh.
pick they
Oh wait.
I told you LCF will pick it. LCF will pick it because you've noticed like Sarar is also kind of suffering from a hero pool thing. It's not the sense that he has a
Mhm.
less hero pool. He's a main assassin guy. Assassins are not meta, and the heroes he's playing are bad. So that's the thing. He is forced to play the Suyo or the Lucas, which are also not meta. The best thing to do is just play fire with fire and go for the Yushin shit. And I'm gonna be
Ooh.
honest, it's kind of over.
Yeah. You
What do you
know,
think, Debbie?
the guts to go for the Granger when there is already an install, I think I really like that. Because you have to be confident on whatever heroes you're going to be using,
And it's
even though
dark.
you literally have a counter, right? And it is dark, of course, it's dark. And I don't see, Prime going for his literal comfort pick most of the time. The Herod has you always been favored from him, as well as the Moskov, and he's been completely ignoring those two heroes just because of Stark Zero Pool. He just want to deny it away and then give away the Granger. So it was a choosing which poison you're gonna drink. But one thing I'm actually worried is that what is Dusty gonna play, man? And one thing that's funny,
Roger.
is that these two teams, Rosa, it didn't work out, so I'm not sure. This time around, it could go for that, but we'll never know. Because yeah, back to the point, I think I find it funny that Johan and LCF they don't really ban away the Fanny, right? No Fanny for Sarah, no for Fanny for Dusty. So it kind of told so they just trade away the heroes here and there. So the draft kind of looks similar most of the time. But the glue ban coming out from LCF, they want to give a leeway for the Phobias here.
I feel like if a Roger will comes, then a doubt will be clear in this whole match. I mean, if the Roger wins, then the Roger cost is over, and if the Rogers lose, then the first pick thing will be over. So it will be a fun thing. I want Dusty Mito to take on to the Roger now, but still,
No.
a lot of options open. He can go for a Nolan as well. It's also in the buff list. Nobody's using. I don't know why, but it can be a good pick against Ishan Shin. It's not in the double S, not in the S, but still in the first tier. Or you can go with Suyu as well. I mean,
Mm.
you have already seen
Oh,
that in the previous one, how just Seramun managed to take on the game for himself with this Suyu. But now the biggest thing is in the goal lane because Stark TZ will be in the Granger, whereas the counter will be Rithel, will be in the hand of Prime. But still, we are talking about Stark TZ's Granger, guys. It's his
yeah.
comfort and it's something whenever he plays, he take on the game. And as I said, the early game dominance will be shown by him, and that's the main thing. This time, Zohan is gonna gank on to the goal or not, because if they are not doing it, they may face some issues. But ooh, Asuna is serious, guy.
They are. They want to stay on the upper brackets. They're like, they saw the lower bracket and they're like, hell no, we ain't going
Hell
down
nah.
there, boy. Yeah, we ain't going down there yet. Yeah, there are more rounds, but yeah, they ain't going down there yet. So let's see if they're able to push Zohan down, because so far the draft is speaking volumes. NT got his Phobius, man. Like, Phobius has buff right now. He got the skin buff. After 4 years, he got the skin buff. Bro will finally have +8 physical attack. Game changing. But yeah, jokes aside, getting the Yishin Shin away from Zohan, and of course, multiple jungle roles. There's nothing that Zohan can pick except for the Roger that did not work out well until last game. But of course, he's gonna be pulling out the OG. It's gonna be the joy. That's gonna be dancing with the beats, and it's gonna be really interesting. And of course, they also pull up the CC as well to make sure they have a little bit of upper hand to melt down NT. So last pick that's gonna be coming in Romer most likely. What do you think it's gonna be, Debbie?
Rudius, right? He's so good on the setters as well as the pickoff. So this guy, he can play a lot of heroes. So I can never tell. Okay,
Be the
there we
fast.
go. He chose to go for the fish. Either way, a fish always appears in every game, right? It's either the Kalea or the Kadita, and
They love
Kalea,
fish.
Kadita together. Yeah, we love fish. There we go. The last pick for Rudius. It has to be his comfort, right? He also plays so good onto this high heavy crowd control as well. So this guy is very flexible. But I'm actually very skeptical about the CC picks into the hands of Win, because I like him more when he plays all those
Same,
tanky heroes, right? But the
same,
CC
same.
can very do well against the Phobias, but how well when the Phobias can be more utilized into the team fight. So for Johan, they have to be very precise in their pickings, in their ganks when they want to go for the team fights. Meanwhile, LCF, they can be all in together at one point.
Game number 3, decide a match. Do or die for both these sides. Match point for both these sides. Ticket to the upper bracket. So let's see if Zohan is having the fun or LCF gonna reign their terror. It's game number 3. Casters, please take on.
Thank you, host TZ, again and again, of course. Knockout stage, ladies and gentlemen, just like you mentioned, match 3, best of 3. That means final stretch. At this point, bets are off. They're gonna make sure they get the best, and I feel like definitely the teams have and will have to pull up their A game. Into the casting desk, myself, Ray, and I'm joined by this beautiful lady over here. It's Debbie. But let's see, already into the mid lane. I kind of love the fact that immediately the game starts, Faden, Family Problem, Rudius, and Asuna, they're all like, fight, fight, fight. Like, they don't stop. Like, we take you down either way. But yeah, let's see.
Uh-huh. This is fun, right? This is fun when an equally aggressive mid laner meets another equally aggressive mid laner. So the fight is always still gonna be on, because look at that though. Another fight. Rudius this time around is absolutely alone, but a little bit of a joining coming out from Kimmy, of course. This is Kimmy, he's always gonna be joining away. A lot of winning lanes for Johan as of now, but top lane.
And Tasim is already using the Joyful Beats to just gash out. Low cooldown zone, not gonna be an issue because the turtle comes in 30 seconds. Let's see if there's a stun possible coming in. Faden will retreat with the first kill. So I feel like, okay, three, oh no, two purifiers into the hands of Zohunt. So they have to make sure utilize it well. Either Asuna or Rudius will be able to make sure to bait it out for themselves. Turtle coming in a few seconds. Let's see.
Yeah, I think this turtle is gonna be important for both of the teams, but still they can try to drag this down just a little bit because they do not really necessarily want the first turtle for a level. But look at that though.
Into the mid lane, a lot of damage being dished out. Win,
Hey!
who was able to survive for a little bit,
Faded,
but
Faded.
Faded, there's a trap. You're also going to be falling. And looks like it's going to be an easy turtle for the hands of LCF. Look at Anti also disrupting, forcing the retribution out of hands of Dusty. That's a secured turtle, a safe one. 0 for 2, 3 trades. LCF looking strong with the Korean Admiral on their side this time around.
Yeah, into the hands of Saravan, it sure is looking like it will be working again. But Asuna though, with the pressure that he have, and the arrows that's been stunning all over the place, it's just too perfect. So it's gonna be creating a lot of pressure for the side of Johan. They have to be careful on all the ganks that they are trying to take because the traps are gonna be everywhere, and it's gonna be giving a lot of reason. And NT onto this Phobius is like a lost cause. It's just he always wins with this hero. But look at that though.
Blam comes in the body slam, and right now there's a glorious pathway as well, but he will not be getting the glorious end as he's gonna be getting taken down immediately. Another kill into the arsenal of LCF. Oh, look at the Yushin Shin, just so much value. Immediately takes down the Faden again. 0 to 4. LCF definitely, just like we mentioned, not pulling any more punches. They are going full in.
And I feel like it's kind of a mistake for Johan to give away the Phobius into the hands of NT again because this guy's Phobius has been well known to be loseless, right? Loseless, is that even a word? He doesn't lose on the Phobius and he doesn't even die, so it's kind of weird, but right? Win though?
Gonna fall out. I'm just telling you, I'm just like from True to International until Yushin gets nerfed or something, or there's obviously the new hero that's coming in. Yushin 100% win it. I can tell him right from the heart. But oh, look at the engage that's coming in. Looks like the next one gonna be falling. Dusty, Mizo into the mid lane. A lot of pressure already built up as well. 0 to 6, and I'm just gonna be honest, it's all because of Yushin 100%.
100% for sure, and he's already farmed up level 7 already. And one thing that's commendable is that even though they were losing out a lot, Dusty is able to catch on to the level of the Yisun, which you really, really want to catch up to because you do not really want to be behind against the Yisun, but this is going to be very, very crucial. This turtle is going to be giving him the lead that he required, so Saramon will be having the free level lead that he wait in, but engage though.
They just don't have enough damage right now, Debbie. And I feel like with 2 turtles down, the gold lead is going to be increasing a little bit more. Zohunt has been able to maintain it for quite a while, but for how long? But yeah, they finally get 1 kill in their board. And that was, obviously, they take down, CC takes down Anti. But let's see how good it's going to be. It's not much value just yet. The gold lead hasn't shifted that much, which is really commendable. But if you look at the lane pressure and everything, you can clearly notice that LCF is able to build it with the fact that they have a Selena. More vision and more stuns.
And I saw that the Selena have provided a lot, but oh!
Okay, already into the mid lane, we see a possible engagement coming in. The slam was there. Family Problem will immediately get taken down. Stark Teasy, so much damage. He's looking for a triple kill. Might just be able to get it. Goes in with the flicker, and he gets it for himself. Stark Teasy, unstoppable on that Granger, and right now into the top lane. The Earthel looking pretty low. Might just get committed out of here. Dusty Mizo onto the bottom lane, stuck a little bit, and looks like he's looking for that 4th kill in his board. He's not able to get it just yet, but looks like Anti will be clearing the ground for him. 3rd turtle comes in, and I don't think Zohunt is in any position to take it. 1 to 10 score, 4,000 gold lead.
That's a lot of damage as well, but Dusty though?
Dusty wants to go in for a possible 1 versus 1. He does. Win it out. Shut down. Magic always wins against the arrows and bows, I guess. But yeah, they are going in for the turtle. Dusty is far away, and they are aware of his position. So I think they will be able to get it.
They're just trying to give it to the... which one? Empty? Alright, that's still a gain for them, so definitely a weird movement, but still a gain for the side of LCF. So they did lose onto the jungle, but the bot lane will be onto the focus by Dusty here. Again, he does really do this a lot, but look at that though. Might be a possible engage.
4 people. Can he survive that? Can he do it? Looks like it's not gonna be
Oh,
a yes. It's gonna be a no because the stun it landed there, got taken down. But hey,
Asuna.
Zohunt right now trying to prioritize that turret game. They do take down the bottom and the top outer turrets, but I feel like it's gonna come at a cost. They're gonna get traded out because look at bot lane, it's gonna be gone.
Mhm. And it was a very, very wise decision for Stark to try to clear out the minions first because they had 3 members hunting down onto Dusty as well. So he was able to defend out onto the bot lane as well. So no lose. And actually, again, for them, they did lose out to the top, and they could literally do that because they have the mid lane standing strong on. The pressure is going to be definitely onto the jungle for the side of Dusty here. He won't be able to fight on. He knows that he's going to be going for the split push that he usually should, but stun connecting again and again.
The Hylos goes in with the glorious pathway. There's a body slam coming in. A lot of damage being dished out, but looks like the bodies are going to be falling left and right. The win is going to be the first one to be falling. Monster kill for Stark TZ. A lot of low HP bloat in the map, but who's going to be taking the kills? There's just no one left because there's only 2 people. But look at the Joy trying to do the thing, but was not able to do the dance just yet because the beats were a little bit off, and they're going to be falling. 3 people down from the hands of Zohunt right now. LCF, it's just coming down like hungry wolves. Going to be able to take down that mid tier 2 as well as they go deeper in. Let's see what's gonna happen.
Yeah, definitely. I gain for all over the place for LCF right there, taking all the turrets and looking at the vision though. Oh, Asuna! Oh, that was a great move came out from him. Just one death for the side of LCF right now. And looking at the level of the marksmen, right? The gold laner Prime is level 9 and Stark is already level 12, which is a very, very massive lead that Stark has already accumulated. He was all over the place, just tricking, buying, and taking every goal that he required, and even to the extent that he already got 6 kills. Meanwhile, Prime is still struggling to get even 1 kills, and that's very understandable. But look at that, though.
Few poking game here left and right, but both of these teams have proven themselves to be unpredictable. They go in for engage at the moment that you'd least expect it. So let's see what's gonna happen. Lord is up, and there's obviously the conceal play that's coming in. Stark TC looking for a possible engage. There's the body slam. It looks like Win is gonna be the first one to be falling. Godlike for this Granger, and looking for a double kill. Okay, family problem, will be able to get it out. The bazooka will be blocked by Prime over here, and right now I think this is basically a clear for their Lord, and they're gonna get it. No obstructions. Let's see how Zohan defends this. They do have the turrets though, so they can make a few sacrifices.
And they do have a bit of a clearance that they want because the Kimi is there, the Aretha is still there, but the pressure coming out from the Selena, man. Asuna, whenever he lands the skills, whenever he lands the arrow, there's always the Dead Sonata flying on the face. The bullet will be taking you down, so that is a very, very massive threat that Johan is gonna have to look after. So, I think they are actually lacking out onto the sets as well because they do not have a massive quad control that they wanna have. So this is also the reason why I do not like Win playing the CC, right? He does not have
Absolutely.
a heavy crowd control, right? But the Lord will be focusing onto this mid lane turret.
The Hylos comes in with the glorious pathway. There's a body slam coming in as well, but Rudius will be the first one falling this time around. A lot of damage being dished out from Prime, but in the mid lane, what's happening? Dusty Mizo was trying to distract the lanes, and funny enough, he actually did it. He stopped LCF from coming in, and they're able to make sure their inhibitor still stays strong after the Lord finally will be falling down. Win has to go for the retreat. Hylos coming in back for a possible re-engage, but he will ultimately fall. Legendary for Stark TZ. And right now, the Kimi trying to dish out some damage. Let's take a look at the builds here. Oh, Prime does get the Berserker's Fury. Let's see the builds.
He's gonna need a little bit more than that, right? Because Hasclaws and the Berserkers and always the Windtalker will not be enough when the Granger is already almost full build, and he's gonna go for the build onto the Wind of Nature as well. So it's gonna be a little bit hard to take him down too. And a very rich guy here, 10k gold already, and man, Prime is not having the best time of his life on this area. So he's gonna be needing all the items so as to be the main damage dealer that they want him to be. And one thing for sure is that they do not have anti-heal onto the Hylos as well, so family problem was bursting down quite a lot. He does have the antique grace, but he wasn't able to sustain that much of a damage coming out from Stark as well. So this is a very very dire position for Joan, man. They are lacking on a lot of damages as well, and just holding Crystal onto the hands of the Steam User is also not gonna be enough because every time he wants to go in, there's gonna be Rudius, there's gonna be the Kalea, stressing out his hard tails and just choking you down.
I think, how the pace of the game is going, the possible chance for a bounce back that could be coming in from Zohunt, it's just really not there yet. Because, of course, just like you mentioned, the ATL needs to be full build to really compete. But there's just so much burst, so much range that's coming in from LCF. A possible engage that could do is everything needs to fall in like puzzle pieces. But oh, Anti all alone here might just get fallen down. But no, he's dishing out so much damage all by himself, forcing back Faden. Prime, you better get out of there because he's getting so much. He's getting depleted, and so is Faden. Faden recalling into the bush, but he's getting detected out, and I feel like he's gonna get fallen down here. But no, Halos with the front lining is able to save him. But Stark Tazy looking for an angle to dish out the damage with the bazooka. Family Problem just doing God's work, but for how long? The level difference is there. Is he level 11? Level 15 will immediately be able to take him down. The minions are charging into the base. And looking at the pace, look at the damage that's coming in from Sarkis. He might just be able to take down, but no. Rudius taking a lot of damage to the face, might just finally fall down here, but oh, there's the joy. Dusty went in, but immediately gets body slammed and taken down. And right now, the Yo-Yo Blitz, curtain call, will be used to just force them back a little bit more. They have 2 people alive. I think this is defendable. Yeah, this is defendable, but the Lord is up, and they're gonna be able to take it.
And this is gonna be a very very crucial Lord for them here, and for the side of Johan as well, they won't be able to contest it. And it's funnily enough, whenever he goes in, Ludius is always out with his ultimate, and he specifically saved it for him as well. So you really do not want to give out the Joy a free electrifying base onto their backlines most of the time. And look at that, their fights.
The body slam comes in. Win immediately will be the first one to be falling. A lot of damage being dished out from the hands of Zohunt as well. But 50% of the HP just gone. They still have it left. They are able to regenerate most of it back. They're going to be able to take the bottom tier inhibitor as well. Not looking good for Zohunt. The Lord's marching down. They don't have any defenses left. 4 people are alive. But for how long? Because look at the pokes. The damage is coming in from LCF. It just does not stop. And looks like as the Lord marches in with the minions on its own, we might just see the end for Zohunt because they're really trying to defend it. But they're chill. They're like, hey, it's fine. But let's see, look at the damage being dished out. Wind of Nature being used up from the hands of Prime. A lot of damage here left and right, but oh, Stark barely scraping it off. Will survive for a little bit longer, but it's not going to be matter. Prime does take down Yishin Shin. He's still alive. He's still defending the base. For how long? Because the slams just do not stop. And ultimately, looks like Stark TZ will put an end into this series and into this game as they get a 2-4-1 against Zohunt. Zohunt well fought, but LCF this time around had all the comfort fix, had everything right for themselves, and pushed it into a dominating fashion. But yeah, good defense coming in from Zohunt, and they'll be pushed down to the lower brackets for another chance at the playoff stages, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back, Ash TZ.
You shouldn't give a Granger to Stark, a Harriet to Kyle, a Moskov to Fate, and a Irithel to Aaron. These are the things players should remember because it's what, when they get it, as Debbie Share said in the first game, they became monstrous. And that's what the monster play was. I mean, the first bronze, and we all smacked down Stark. Then I think he's the MVP as well in the third game. And he's the, MVP of the whole series as well. And there you go. LCF onto the upper bracket. Lower bracket, Zohan, I feel like they will be having a hard sip, but who knows? M3 can be revived. Blacklist onto the lower bracket, then going on to the finals, taking on to the champions. So it can be happens onto the champion as well. But this game, I'll say like it's just like the replica of the first game. I mean, they got the Ishanshin. Serar went for the Lucas, which is in the 3rd tier. Joy still there into the 3rd tier, or I think it's in the 2nd tier. Against a double S tier jungle. That's obviously a Ishanshin. But now MVP. Once again. Granger this time. Stark easy. Debbie, you want to say something because we both were the one who were slamming him out for the bronze.
No clean, direct win, absolute win. But of course, Granger, man, into his hands is definitely going to be better than he ever played into the other games as well. So it's 12, 12, 12 to the score. Okay, a lot of bronzes into the side of